What's up? What's happening? Welcome to my Pimp My Bike series. We're gonna strip this spark down, we're gonna pimp it out, and in this episode, we're focusing on the front fork. I've got a brand new set of factory Kashima forks that have 130 millimeters of travel. So gonna make the bike that little bit more capable. We're gonna get onto that a little bit later when we do hit the trails. But first, we've got to take these old ones out and get the new ones fitted. To do this for yourself, you're going to need a selection of Allen keys, file, shock pump, star-angled nut installer, a hacksaw, and a guide. Well, that's the forks out of the frame. Super easy to do. The next thing that we're gonna do, we're just gonna clean this up. It's got a little bit of dirt and grime in there, and then we're gonna unbox the new forks, which I think are gonna look super sick with this frame, and it's gonna make that green really, really pop. There we go. You have seen the new fork. There's the old fork against it. In a lot of ways, they look very similar. A few subtle details. Of course, the new ones, they've got that Kashima coating, which is going to improve the performance and increase the longevity of the fork. They've also got 130 millimeters of travel as opposed to 120. And next, we're going to get them fitted to the bike. We're going to measure that length against that, cutting it down, which is going to be easier than actually fitting the fork to the bike and then marking it all up. Plus, that new fork is going to look sick in the green and make it really pop. These things are beautiful. Forks are prepped. We've got the steerer cut to length, star-angled nut pressed in. We've got the headset, it's all cleaned up, fresh grease applied to that. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna pop in those bearings. Top one in, slide the bottom one onto the fork and get that fitted. We've got the forks fitted, we're out on the trails now. I used the base settings from my old forks to set these ones up, so we'll see how we get on with them. These have got 10 millimeters of extra travel, so that's going to have a little bit of an effect on the ride. It's going to lift the front end up higher, it's going to give me a higher bottom bracket. It's also going to change the head angle to be a little bit slacker. And so I'm looking forward and excited to see what the changes are there. I think it should be a little bit more aggressive and kind of set up to be that kind of trail bike build that I was looking for from it. We're gonna head down this trail. It's one that I'll come and lap most evenings. Super fun, flowy, couple of compressions, nice turns. And then we're gonna go back to the van, do a few adjustments and see what the bike is feeling like. So, let's drop in. first laps on the 34 is feeling really good. It's supple, it's smooth. Having that extra 10mm of travel just gives the bike something that little extra. I'm feeling comfortable on it, but there is one thing that I'm going to change. I'm going to add a volume spacer. That's going to change the progressivity of the suspension. I feel on some of those bigger hits, the compressions, it's really moving through it a bit too quick, and towards the end I just need that extra support. It's really easy to do. We're going to do that right now, and then we're going to hit the trails for a second test. Volume spacer fitted just like that. Air pressure back to the same as it was before. It's going to be interesting to see how it is on this trail. This one's a bit steeper, there's some really tight switchbacks, and then further down there's some bigger compressions to really test it. So let's drop in and do some testing. Turns, I could definitely feel a little bit of a difference by just adding that volume spacer. It definitely ramped up, gave me an extra bit of support. Dropping into the final trail of the day, I've added 2 clicks of low speed just to give me an extra bit of support, and also sped up the fork ever so slightly, just so it's a bit more reactive. This trail here, dropping straight from where we are, it's really steep, there's a big compression, a harsh left-right, a few drops, right-hander, and I think it's going to be the perfect place to do the final setup and then get to the conclusion. So let's drop in. There we go then, final trail of the day is done. Those tiny little tweaks and adjustments that we did before we dropped in, that really helped. The bike is feeling absolutely dialed. Having that extra 10mm of travel has made quite a difference. Feels more aggressive, I can attack more, and I'm really liking it. The forks, they're super supple, they're feeling nice, and we've got to talk about that orange with the green. It's looking awesome. Make sure that if you are going to change your forks, that you check your manufacturer's guidelines, just so you don't void your warranty. If you've enjoyed this, give it a thumb up, like, make sure you've subscribed, because there's going to be more in these series. We're going to be talking about changing out drivetrain, brakes, wheels, tires, and adjusting your cockpit and getting all of that dialed in. Thanks for watching, guys, and leave your comments down below.